Hare Ganga Mahadev Sri Shankara Parvati Pati Mahadev Sri Shankara.
Namaste, it's Sahara Rose, and welcome back to the Highest Self podcast, a place where we discuss what makes you your soul's highest evolvement. If it's your first time listening, welcome. I'm basically gonna be your spiritual best friend that keeps it super real and doesn't have a really wispy voice. I read the most hilarious review on my iTunes reviews for this podcast, and it's like, she's the only spiritual teacher that doesn't have a wispy voice. I'm like, okay, I'll take that. So, I'm a Capricorn and I get shit done. And I'm going to talk to you about your past lives and your ancestors and your intuition and all of those quote unquote woo things. And also how to take that and bring it out into the world and live your Dharma, your soul's purpose, the big reason why you are here. So the past 3 weeks on this podcast for my solocast that I do once a week, which are just me riffing on a subject, been doing it for 3.5 years now, but the past 3 weeks have been me reading an excerpt of my upcoming book, Discover Your Dharma, a Vedic Guide to Finding Your Purpose, which is available for pre-order right now, coming out January 5th. So if you buy it between now and January 5th and submit your receipt on my website, iamsahararose.com/dharma, you can find that link in the show notes. DHARMA, iamsahararose.com/dharma. You will be able to get so many bonuses, from tickets to my virtual live book launch event, where I will be answering your questions and diving deeper into the concepts of finding your purpose, to my Discover Your Dharma meditation. I have a special bonus for people who order 4 copies of the book, which are material to create your own Discover Your Dharma book club, as well as people who get 10 copies of the book to actually teach Discover Your Dharma to your yoga class, meditation class, HR team, whoever it is that you're interacting with, to help them also find their purposes, because we know that we can only work best as teams, as student-teacher relationships, etc., when we're all in alignment with our soul's purpose. So all of those bonuses are available for you. I'm also doing a giveaway. So one random winner will receive a one-on-one consultation with me, where I will help you and work with you to help you find your Dharma in this consultation. We're also giving away Rose Gold Goddesses memberships randomly, as well as Doshas and Dharma tank tops. So be sure to pre-order your book now. Head over to iamsahararose.com/dharma to submit that receipt. It's available all over the world. Actually, it's pretty cool because the cover that's in the UK, and I think Australia as well, is different than the US cover. For some reason, they said that people there are into more colors than they are here. So we have a super colorful chakra cover for you in the UK, and then this really gold, paisley, ancient, sacred one in the US. So you can check those all out. So I started reading last week an excerpt. So 3 weeks ago, my first part was the 5 stages of Dharma discovery. And then last week, I wrote about what to do if you're confused about your Dharma, which was, one of my biggest obstacles to finding my purpose. I always considered myself confused. I was labeled as confused by my parents. I had so many different ideas, and I never really stuck to one long enough to see it through. So then I was called myself and was labeled as confused. And that really was a limiting belief that withheld me from living my soul's purpose. So Chapter 8 of the book, I actually go through the most common obstacles that are preventing people from living their Dharma, and exactly what I would say to each and every obstacle. So number 1, and as well as in my polls I saw for you guys, it was confusion. But number 2, which I will read the excerpt of today, is not-enoughness. So you don't have to go back right now if you haven't listened to those ones, but I do recommend maybe after this, go back to my last 2 solo casts to learn more from the book and learn about those 2 other excerpts. But we're going to start here on page 207, which is part of chapter 8, on the number 2 reason why people are not living their Dharma, not-enoughness. The number 2 reason people aren't embodying their Dharma is themselves. Do you recognize what that means? No one is stopping you but you. Not-enoughness is the disease that plagues the conscious world. I guarantee that there are way too many humble people reading this book who have no idea how fucking magical they are. They doubt themselves and second-guess themselves when people with half their self-awareness are just doing it. Feeling like you're not enough is actually the first step towards self-actualization. Let me repeat that again. Feeling like you're not enough is actually the first step towards self-actualization. So a lot of us, we look at not-enoughness as kind of this negative thing, but here in the book, I'm sharing with you how I actually think that this shows that you do have a high level of self-awareness, and let me share with you now how to transmute that. You can admit you don't know it all. You know you have work to do. That shows a lot of humility and introspection, which is a great thing. However, it becomes a bad thing when it stops you. According to a Science of People survey, the number one reason people don't like others is that they find them fake. We don't even like people who are too polished. So why do we feel like we have to have 3 PhDs and $10 million in the bank just to be enough? You are enough. The fact that you are breathing makes you enough. That you are taking the time to read this book shows that you are committed to making yourself a better person. You've done more inner work than most of the population already. Goddess, you are so fucking conscious and self-aware. You have so much wisdom to share. You have so much personal and past life experience to tap into. Think of anyone you see who's absolutely made it in their Dharma. I guarantee they're not bowling full strikes every single time. Imagine Oprah saying that she's not thin enough to help people. Einstein saying he's not good looking enough to be listened to. Or Malala Yousafzai saying that she's not old enough to make a difference. Can you imagine if they had let those thoughts hold them back from sharing their gifts? We all have our own shit, and that's what makes us relatable. My personal worry was, I'm not old enough to write a book on Ayurveda. No one will listen to me. No one even cares about Ayurveda. And those limiting beliefs were echoed by more than 30 publishers who rejected me, and dozens of literary agents who never even responded to my query. I had every reason to believe that was true, until I decided it wasn't. The fact that I'm a millennial writing about a 5,000-year-old health system is what makes it unique. People who resonate with my modern, fun approach will listen to me, and my enthusiasm will make them care about Ayurveda. The very things I thought made me not enough are exactly what made me who I am. So ask yourself, where do you feel like you are not enough? How could that be an advantage? What can you tell yourself to remind yourself that you are enough? So I hope that resonated with you. And you know what? I'm feeling in a flow, so I'll read the next part too. So the next part, which is excuse number 3, why people are not living their Dharma, is not knowing where to start. Maybe we took part in too many board games as children, but it's like we're waiting for someone to pull out the instructions and tell us exactly how to play. But wouldn't it suck if your only career options came from a stack of cards? Think about it. We get to play life by our own rules and start wherever we want. You want to start by quitting your job? Hell yeah. You want to start by going to school? Right on. You want to start an internship? Go for it. This is not a marathon where we're all sprinting on the same course. Discovering your Dharma is like Alice going through Wonderland. It's trippy as fuck, and sometimes it doesn't make sense. But when you look back, you realize it's all connected. The truth is, the place you are meant to start is right here, right now. Whether you have been aware of it or not, you have been in your awakening process. The fact that you're reading this now tells me that. Every moment until now has been preparing you for this one. You gotta trust divine timing. You needed specific soul lessons, certain experiences, the meeting, or letting go of particular people to discover your Dharma. It is all perfectly unfolding. We cannot ask the sun why she didn't rise sooner. You too will rise in your own divine time. Instead of beating yourself up over why you didn't know sooner, give gratitude to the knowing you have now. Had you not traveled down that path, you wouldn't be on this one. Everything had to unfold exactly as it did to give you the awareness you have now. Would you take back any of it? If even one experience was not gifted to you, you wouldn't be here on this journey of discovering your Dharma. Nothing happens to you, but it happens for you to evolve. More than that, it happens through you as the creatrix of your reality. You've been gathering the pieces. Now it's time for you to step up into your highest self. This begins by remembering your sacred power and evolves into taking action as you gather momentum, propelling you toward truth and expansion. So there you have it, guys. I will continue reading more excerpts of this book every week as my solocast. And of course, be sure to pre-order the book to get all of the extra bonuses. And I also have my Dharma archetype quiz that's up. So in the book, I've created these 9 different Dharma archetypes, which are common archetypes I see universally across people embodying their Dharma. So I share them with you in the book as well as an assessment on how to do it. But in the meantime, I've created a quiz online so you can get started. And as soon as you take that quiz, I begin emailing you more information and excerpts, etc. from the book. So you can head over to dharmaarchetypequiz.com. That link is in the show notes. Take the quiz. Let me know your results on Instagram. I've been seeing a lot of you are getting visionary, researcher, and nurturer. Those are the 3 I'm seeing most common, at least from you guys sharing over on your stories on Instagram. So be sure to share your results on your story, tag me so I can see what's up, get to know you guys better. And I'm super excited to connect with you, all of the bonuses, all of the fun things that we have in store for you as part of this book launch. And of course, to see your discoveries, what comes through, what businesses, what careers, what roles, what projects, what initiatives, what nonprofit organizations end up being brought out into the world as a result of you operating from your soul's purpose. So thank you for saying yes to incarnating at the same time as me. We are part of the cleanup crew. That's what I call us. We're part of the cleanup crew that is here to bridge the new consciousness right now. And at this time that there is so much chaos in the world, this is really the time for us to have our heads down, to be focusing on our dharmas. So when the old system crumbles down, we have the new one ready to go. The new school systems, the new healthcare systems, the new businesses, the new methods of relating, etc. It's up to us to create that. So if we want to change the world, instead of focusing on the old world, let's focus on creating the new world. And that only comes when you're in alignment with your Dharma. So thank you so much for listening. You can find that link again, iamsahararose.com Dharma, in the show notes. And I can't wait for you to read this book. If you loved this episode, I would love to send you a free gift, which is the first half of my unreleased book, Eat Right for Your Mind Body Type. This is a different book than Eat Feel Fresh, my first book ever, which is not released anywhere, and I am gifting it exclusively to those who leave a review of my podcast in the iTunes store. So all you got to do is head over to iTunes, where you may be listening to this podcast, and leave a review. Take a screenshot that you've left it and email it over to me at Sahara@eatfeelfresh.com. Again, that's Sahara, Sahara, at eatfeelfresh.com. And I will send you back the first half of my unreleased book, Eat Right for Your Mind Body Type, which goes all into Ayurveda, doshas, plant-based nutrition, body types, all of the things in a really fun and engaging way. So this is my gift to you for free for supporting the podcast. Every single review I personally read. It really helps the podcast be listened to by more people so we can raise the vibration of the planet together. And I am so grateful to have you on this journey. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode. Namaste.